small, you can hide them everywhere. Use it. It doesn't cost a lot. Get some audio clips in the CEO's office. Again, another person leaves the room, changes the pants, come back in. Yes, we'll secure our network. Right? Because you showed them. You didn't show them some black little box with text in it that they don't care about. You showed them their company, their life, their profitability. That's awesome. That power strip has video, microphones, all sorts of other cool stuff built into it. Wi-Fi. Yeah. Hide your gear, but do it in something cool, like a power strip. Those are plugs that actually have computers, Linux boxes in them. Yeah, it takes like 2 minutes to install. Inline power. You know, the cool part is you can take that and also plug power over Ethernet, or Ethernet over power behind it, and then go outside, get a white van, and sit and just steal all their data from jacking into the power. Off-site. And you got a Linux box to control, so you can do all sorts of great fun, Metasploit, and whatever dev you want to do, and hang things out there and dump everything to the CF card or backhaul it back over your, power lines. It's cool, but this is how real people attack. They don't go, yeah, okay, cool, I'm only going to hit that address, because this one's vulnerable, but I know you don't want me to attack it. That's not an attack, right? They don't do that. Remote key copying. You guys heard about this? Right? You can take pictures, you can analyze the keys, you can analyze the depth, and start to make keys remotely. Get a camera, take some pictures of keys, be like, hey, I don't need to worry about this, I have a key. And then it works even better when you're in your janitor costume, because then you could be like, I'm in my janitor costume, I pull out my keys, I open the door, who's going to question me? Then you can lock people out of other stuff and be like, no, I'm sorry, you can't go in there, it's restricted. See ya. Badge cloning. You guys talked about this. You did some workshops on it that I heard were awesome. Do it. Dumpster diving. Those people are sweet. Pulling trash hazies out of the trash. It's really useful. Don't be scared to swim in the trash. You're only dirty. That's it. I mean, yeah, sure, there may be all sorts of really weird things in there, but it's a great story at the end of the test, and it's a good way to make your client feel kind of like bad for you. Like, hey, you broke into my network and you stole my entire business. I hate you. You're like, yeah, well, I waited in trash this high for 7 hours, and they're like, I'm sorry. That sucks. They feel a little bad. Parking lot shopping. It's a cool picture, huh? Think we can get into that building? Let's see. There's the badge. I wonder what's in their trunk. You can build trunk code rollers. You can find plans. Well, I'm not going to put it up there because people are going to be just like popping trunks all over the place and it becomes a big party. But because everybody has liquor in their trunks at some point. But you can get trunk code rollers. So not only are you shopping through trunks, you're shopping through cars and everything else, and it's amazing to find the sensitive data that people keep in their cars. Do you guys ever keep anything sensitive in your car? Yeah, don't lie. I do. Whatever, you break into my car. That's why I usually have my dogs there. So like, at least there's a mitigating factor. It's amazing you could find in a car. iPhones. They're really great. They connect to networks. You can like plug them into stuff. You can run Metasploit on them. You can have them act as wireless access points. You can do all sorts of really, it's another miniaturized, cool little computer. I like the wall plugs better, but hey, if you want to find a reason to expense an iPhone, there you go. Gotcha. Cell phone bugging. Anyone done this? There's all sorts of really cool loads for cell phones. That you can actually go, and you don't need much time at all. All you need to do is redirect them to one link in about 1 minute or less. The load will go onto the phone. You'll be able to do everything from listen to their calls, proxy calls, break into a call, like in the middle of one of their meetings, be like, I don't think so, guys. We're not selling that. No, who is this? Click. No one. You can read all their SMS, you can read all their email, you can save it so it batches it at night and rolls it all back up so that when the person's sleeping, it'll turn the phone back on, send you the stuff with no lights on the phone, and then turn back off. Really cool stuff. There's a lot of packages. This one's FlexiSpy. There's tons and tons of other ones. So if you want to know more about that, we can talk about bugging cell phones. But don't do it to like your significant other or something, because that's just lame. Cell phone tracking. So not only can you take cell phones and enter some of the GPS properties of the cell phone and chuck it in somebody's car, like that open one that was the executive's car in the executive's parking lot with the executive's face on his badge in front of his company. You can also throw a cell phone in there under his seat and find out where he goes all day long. Watch how much they freak out when you're doing a test and you show them a pattern of where in the city they drove. They're like, yeah, that doesn't need to be in the report, but I'd like that. Like, nah, I don't know. This is some open GPS tracker. Have you guys ever seen that? It's a site to build your own GPS tracker units. You don't have to have the display. You can make it very miniaturized. We have them down to about that size by now. Actually, we have some that are a little smaller, but they just don't work very well. But GPS tracking software again. So now we can track the movement of the people that we're marking. Scanning for the vulnerabilities in those areas. There's tons of vulnerabilities of places that we just talked about just by some of those things that we've collected already, right? I mean, we've effectively broken it. I mean, think about in your mind the places that you've walked through the last 5 days. How many of those places you would have broken into if you had done just about any of those things, right? Or at the very least, you would have shaken that company so hard that they would have reread the Bible of security and started praising. So here's what we're looking for. Stuff to copy, stuff that's out there, free sensitive data, right? All the metadata that's in some of those docs, or even the docs that have passwords in them. Wikis are great for that, right? They're like, we have a portal, we open it to the internet, we keep all of our info on the wiki. If you search for a password, you get the passwords to everything in our company because it's convenient for me to steal stuff. All this makes sense, yeah? Am I going too fast? Am I annoying? No? Okay. Planning. So you need a time, you need a character. Characters based on your style. If you're using all the styles, great. You get to play multiple characters. Don't take your lithium that day. Go crazy. Right? You need to have everything, the tools for the job. It's about the tools for the job because you need to be flexible. If you have to go from one character to another character, you need to be prepared to do that immediately. And I'm not just talking about, oh, I take this shirt off and I put another shirt on. When you become another character, you become another character. You aren't you anymore. That's gone. You don't lie. Lying's for script kiddies. Right? You become something else. Because if you become something else, then no one is going to know that you're lying because you're not. You're something else. You find out what you need. You memorize the data in order to validate those particular things. You figure out an exit strategy. Then you figure out your plan B, C, D, E, F. You go through your alphabet, the Cyrillic alphabet, another alphabet. You figure out you figure out any possible way that if I'm going to get caught, I get out of. Get out of jail free? Absolutely. You have to have it as your last offense. Because your last offense should be a fake get out of jail free letter. Because how do you know if they verify that? Test them. So getting there, you should probably figure out how to get there, and covert security car is probably not the way. Yes? Sometimes that is the way. Sometimes just straight up making a mockery of the process is the best way in. You're like, I'm here to break into your building, and they're like, come on, let's go. And they're like, yeah. Hey, I saw you on TV. Yes, you did. I'm doing an assessment. Okay. See you later. You guys have copy stations? Anywhere where you do work? Where they can make copies, send faxes, do those things? Yes? No? Yes. Cool. They are awesome places where sensitive data lives that you need to investigate. Anywhere near where the office or location